Hi guys, it's Hayden here from the Dreamtime Academy and welcome to 2021 Starseed readings. So I'm going to be doing some Starseed Numerology insights for you today. So all you have to do is leave your date of birth and I'll do the rest really. So I don't know if you're aware of it, but the day that you're actually born carries significant information about who you are at a soul level across three planes of existence, both mentally, emotionally and physically. Now, we come in with a purpose and a mission, although when we're born, we come in with amnesia and we don't really know what we're here to do at all, do we? So we have to kind of wake up. So the Dreamtime Awakening and actually the Starseed Awakening took place in 2020 for many, many people across the globe. 2021 is slightly different energy, and it's where we actually have to put our knowingness to good use. So we actually have to start fulfilling our purpose and mission. So the Starseed readings that I'm going to be working with you today are going to be based around your date of birth, and we're going to look at where your Starseed origins are, your purpose and mission, and what you actually have to do with all of that during 2021. So it's uber exciting, isn't it? Nice to see you, Sandy, and Turyo as well. Cool Whip and Voyage Home as well. Excellent. And red and green back to you as well. Red and green should never be seen. Complementaries that very, very good for anger, actually. So we'll start off with Sandy. We can have a look at you if you like. So you were born on the 12th of July 1979. So I'm going to be using the Colour Mirrors system today as well, which is the beautiful colour therapy system that I work with, which comprises of 87 different dual coloured oil bottles, which carry a vibrational influence, which match up with your date of birth. So we're using layers of information to be able to read your subtle bodies, your subconscious patterns, and also, you know, your soul purpose as well, which we get there from your date of birth. So let's have a look and start off with you, Sandy. Now, I know the world's going a bit mad at the moment. Like originally, my lives were going to be purely just during COVID lockdown, but obviously that's been and gone and come back again 2 or 3 times. And most of the world is still in lockdown. So if you are in lockdown, I feel sorry for you. You know, it must be tough. I'm over in Perth and WA, and we've been relatively unscathed by all of this so far, touch wood. But we'll see what happens, you know, as we go through 2021. Now, there's also some crazy things happening in America at the moment. I'm sure you've all been watching the news, which you know, it's just signifies, you know, the global unrest that's taking place, and it's all part of the process, really. So everything's perfect. We just have to remember that, really. So don't get caught up in all of the hype. And if you can avoid the news, then I would highly recommend that you do so. So let me know if you're here watching today, and just leave your date of birth in the comments section. And I'm going to start off with you, Sandy. Now, Sandy, your name's familiar. Have I worked with you before? Have I done some stuff with you before? I can't remember now. So were you born on the 12th of July, Sandy, or were you the 7th of December? So if you can just confirm and clarify that for me, it would be amazing. All right. December. Okay, so you're the 7th of December, 1979. Brilliant. Excellent. So whereabouts in the world are you, Sandy? Are you in America or are you in Australia? Whereabouts are you? So you've got 2 7s, you've got 2 1s and a 2 as well. All right, so this is what your chart looks like. Can you see that okay? All right. Hello, Juliana. Nice to see you. Yeah, you're in the US. And hello to Enval as well. How are you? And whereabouts are you? So leave me a comment. Let me know whereabouts you're all watching from today. That'd be super interesting to find out. You can see I've got some colour mirrors with me as well. So I'm going to be looking at your colour mirrors influences as we go through the show today. So please make sure as well that you like this video as you're watching it. All right. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. Excellent. Fantastic. So you've got your reading through. Excellent. I'm really, really pleased. It's Nurya, isn't it? Yeah, I was just working on your report today, earlier on today. And you're a Lyran starseed, actually. Nurya, you're a Lyran, but you've also have connections to Andromeda, like me, which is a different solar system altogether, 22 million light years away, and Sirius as well. But very much the work that you have to do this year, Nurya, is connected to helping people with grounding, safety, security, survival, you know, the physical aspects of life, because Lyrans are very connected to that. All right. You've got the arrow of practicality in your birth chart, haven't you? Which is really interesting, which is all 3 numbers on the physical plane. Means that you like active participation in life. All right, so hiya Dana, nice to see you. Okay, so Sandy, we're with you. So you've got this arrow here, which is called the arrow of frustration. So what that means, Sandy, is that you have got a weak soul protection, so you get easily hurt. All right, but actually, you know, what also this means is there's difficulties during childhood as well. So it could have been that your mum and dad, their relationship didn't survive, or there was sibling rivalry, or ill health, or, you know, stuff like that. So, but it can manifest as well in you having difficulties in your adult relationships as well. Okay, so you've got a number 2 there. You're very sensitive, you're very intuitive, and you in your lifetime, because you've got these 2 7s here that are isolated. And what I mean by that is that there are no other numbers around the 7. So there's no 4, there's no 5, and there's no 8. So they're isolated on their little lonesome in the corner there. So what that means is that there is sacrifice in your life, and actually in 2 of these 3 areas. So love, health, or finances. So 2 of those you're going to have to let go of in your life, or like, so it might be loving and losing, and then loving and keeping, or it could be you lose money, make money, lose money, make money, or you get ill, get well, get ill, get well. So 2 of those 3 things you'll have to sacrifice, because the 7 is the number of sacrifice or learning through your own experiences, you see. And when they're isolated like that, means that those lessons have to keep on coming back round again until you learn the lesson. All right. So once you've learned the lesson, it doesn't have to keep on coming back round. All right. So Sandy says all of the above. There you go. Angelic guidance 444. 444. That's my number at the moment for angelic guidance. I always try and burn 144 calories at the gym. I always feel like I need to do at least 404.44 kilometers. So yeah, it is. It's a very physical number. It's about physical transformation. It's the red square, the red butterfly, physical transformation that takes place with the numbers 444. It is a wonderful number. So Sandy, you've also got these isolated 9s here as well. So what that means for you, you know, you're very ambitious, you're quite idealistic, because the 9 carries the weight of all of the numbers that go before it. Okay, so it's very wise, and it never loses its integrity, because it doesn't matter what you do with the number 9, it always, you know, kind of remains the same. But it's also the humanitarian. So people who've got 2 isolated 9s are very ambitious, and also they want to help people. So they want to do this, but they can be quite idealistic as well, but carry a great sense of responsibility. And then you've got the 2 1s, which is your verbal communication skills, your masculine energy. And this is connected very much to you being able to communicate quite well. So you're a good listener as well as being a good speaker. But you don't know how you feel, so you can react to emotional situations, Sandy, instead of responding to them. That's one of the things, one of the pitfalls, I guess, because there's no 5. Yeah, shout out to the 9s, Turyo. I totally agree. You're a 9 as well, are you, Turyo? Yeah. So I'm a ruling number 9 as well. And we get your ruling number by adding up all of the numbers in the date of birth. So for example, Sandy, you are a 9, 10, 19, 26, 27, 28, 29, 36. You're a ruling number 9, another ruling number 9 there. Yeah, so the 9s, you know, as I said, the 9 carries the weight of all of the numbers that go before it. So it's this bottle in the color mirrors system. Wow, looks like red over red, but it's actually, if you look closely, it's red over orange. So it's Mars. And people who are ruling number 9s need to do and say what needs doing and saying, instead of being meek and mild and getting angry and frustrated. But, you know, they're here for, you know, to help humanity. So they're here to be of service. So they make better healers than they do corporate professionals. And they're not very good money managers a lot of the time, the ruling 9s. So just watch out for that. But yeah, you do have to speak, you know, about what comes up for you, instead of, you know, holding it in, because then you get angry, you see. That's something that can definitely come up with the nines. But you know, you're also a good counselor and that sort of thing as well. So you're good at helping. There's a lot of wisdom there, but you're also a spiritual teacher because your day number is a 7, Sandy. So your influence is exactly the same as mine, actually, because I'm a day number 7 with a ruling 9 too, because I'm born on the 16th. So we reduced that down to a 7. So the 7 is Neptune in the colour mirrors system. Now this one is pale turquoise over turquoise. Now Neptune was the king of Atlantis, the Roman god of the sea. Remember what I said about the 7? They like to learn through their own experiences, Sandy, but it's the same. So you need to learn through your own experiences, even if that's through sacrifice, but it means that you can then teach what you learn along the way. So that wisdom that you've got in the 9, all of that fire energy can then be expressed and taught to other people. Okay, so this is representative of Atlantean energy. So it's Atlantis. You know, it's all that beautiful, the wisdom of the whales and the dolphins and all of that as well. But you know, sometimes you may have to learn through sacrifice, letting go of things that no longer serve you. So we've got Maria Agvido as well. Did I pronounce that right, Marie? Nice to see you. And you're born on is that the 1st of October? So you're a Libran like me, or is that the 10th of January? Just clarify that. And angelic guidance, born on the 22nd of August, 1981 as well. Brilliant. So you've got some interesting influences there. The day 7, the ruling 9, great spiritual teachers. That's your potential. You've got your potential of that there. Okay. And you've just got that difficult vibration there, which is the difficulties during childhood. Okay, that you have to deal with. Now we can also work out your personal year cycle as well from this. Now the way we do that is we add up the 12 and the 7 with the current year, which is 2021. So it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 14, 15. So it's a 6. You're in a personal year cycle 6. Now we travel in 9-year cycles in numerology. Okay. And yeah, so when we get to a personal year cycle, I can't remember what it was, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 7, 14, 15, 6. When we get to a 6, it's all about your home, because 6 is about creativity or being creative within the home. So it might be that you want to redecorate this year, or it might be that you spend more time with family this year, or it could be that you reinvent the way you look. So you might, change your hairstyle or change your clothes or something like that. Okay, so you're the 10th of January, yeah? Sandy, you're awesome as well, Sandy. Okay, so that's like just some basic influences around that. Now, if you're wanting something that's a bit more elaborate, which looks at your name, because your name carries vibrational influences over your personality as well. And we can get your soul urge and your outer expression number from your living name, and also your starseed origins as well. So we have to look at the position of your sun at the time you were born to be able to work out exactly which star system that your soul originated from after it left source consciousness. So if you want one of those, we are offering Starseed numerology readings for only 59 Australian dollars until the end of this month. So we've got them on special during January, all the way through January. Okay, so if you want those, just email me afterwards. They take about 5 to 7 business days to create because they are handcrafted. Okay. They're not like computer generated or anything like that. So if you want one of those, then let me know afterwards and we can prepare one for you. And it gets emailed through to you via PDF documents, a 15-page document, which also explains all of your color influences and your astrological traits, as well as your numerological influences and starseed purpose and mission and origins as well. All right. So hopefully you've enjoyed that. Leave a few comments, Sandy, and let me know what you thought. Did you resonate with the reading? Did it make sense to you? Did it give you some clarity maybe on something? That's right. It's not like an astrology chart. It has got some astrology in it. It's more numerology and starseed origins. Yeah. So Maria, let's have a look at yours then. We'll have a look at yours, Maria. There you go. So Sandy says, yes, totally accurate. Ah, you've got a Sirian B aspect, angelic guidance. Gorgeous. Yeah, I love Sirius B. Humanity on this planet, we are heading towards more of a Syrian culture as we evolve. So it's becoming more divinely masculine, feminine. But also we've got to remember that the Syrians are very creative and expressive and artistic actually as well. So they often are the misfits in society, the Syrians, but they need to be able to communicate and create as well. So it's orange and blue energy that comes through with Syrians. So actually Syrians are here to help people to be creative, to be able to express themselves and to overcome shock and trauma and things like that as well. Oh, you're very welcome. Hello, Bridget. So Total Awakening says, great work, Hayden. Your service is greatly appreciated. Thank you. I just felt that 2021, is going to be more or less a continuation of 2020. So I think that, whilst the world is still going through this, really challenging period, I want to sort of give something back. And nice to see you, Isaiah. There you go. And Voyage Home says, I'm kind of vibing on the Orion feeling. Well, the Orion's a yellow energy. So it's solar plexus stuff. So it's the mind, as well. So it's about personal power that the Orions work with. So, your mission for 2021 really is to help people to find greater self-worth, self-esteem, and that sort of thing as well. So Maria, are you still there? I'm going to have a look at yours now. So Maria, you're the 10th of January. Okay. Now the color therapy system that I'm working with is called the Colour Mirrors. It was developed in 2001 by a lady called Melissa Jolly in South Africa. So they're highly potentiated vibrational remedies that you bathe in. So you actually purchase the bottle, you bathe in the remedy, and the color goes into the cellular memory and gets rid of the old pattern or belief that's no longer serving you. So they have massively transformational effects on your, mental, spiritual, and physical well-being. And they are available in my shop as well. So if you want to jump into the dreamtimeacademy.com.au, it's Dreamtime with the double E, into the shop there, you can see all of the different color combinations and what they're used for. Okay, so have a look through those after today's show. There you go. That's what I'm starting to see. Thanks for that. Ah, excellent. Brilliant. That's really good to know. So Nui says, the report is awesome. I'm so pleased. Now I have some direction. And I think that's a really valid point there, Nui, because what we have to remember is that, without direction, we kind of go round and round in circles. And because we've all woken up now to what we're here to do, or who we are, we need to know what we're here to do. So, it's time to step it up, guys. We have to step it up. You've got to find your personal power, your authentic power, and do something with it. Don't just sit on it and wonder, what's going on. Like, actually find what your modality is and actually get to work. Start being of service, because otherwise, none of this is going away. So we've got to, we've got to kind of harness that energy. So you're the 10th of January. So that's a 10th of January. Okay, that's cool. 1983. 83, Maria. So I'm with you, Maria, now. And remember, I am just doing like little insights based around your birth charts today, okay, to give you some kind of guidance. But if you want something more elaborate, then let me know afterwards and I can prepare a report for you. But they do take, as I said, 5 to 7 business days to create, because I handcraft them. All right, so Maria, this one's yours. Okay, Maria. So Maria, what we can see is Maria was born on the 10th of January, 1983. She's got this arrow as well. It's called the arrow of frustration. So if you have got this in your chart as well, then it just means difficulties for you during childhood. But it also can mean that you have difficulties with your adult relationships as well. Okay, so when you might find it difficult staying in a relationship, but it could be that your mum and dad separated, or it could be that there was sibling rivalry or ill health. Okay, so that's the sort of stuff that can come up with that. So it's difficulties and challenges. It's a difficult vibration. You've got the 3 wands. Now the 3 wands people, there's 2 very distinct types of people with 3 wands. They can either be really chatty, the ones with verbal diarrhea who never know when to shut up, or you've got those ones that are, you know, very quiet and they don't say boo to a goose. And sometimes, you know, you get the ones as well, which, you know, that kind of fluctuate between those two as well. What we can see as well is that, you know, because they're isolated as well. So it's verbal communication can be, you know, it can be, it's your male energy is isolated. So it might mean that you tend to isolate yourself a little bit. You might want to withdraw or become a bit of a hermit sometimes. We can also your 3 is isolated as well. Now that the 3 is the imagination, it's memory, it's left brain stuff. This is this one here. So it means that your imagination can run away with you. So sometimes you get a bit paranoid. That can come up for you as well, Maria, or that you overanalyze things maybe sometimes, or a bit critical. And then you always want to be in control as well, because you've got the 8, and the 8 is organization, control, and independence. So you are independent. You like to be in control, and you know there's an aspect of organization. You also, because your day number is a 10. Now, 10 in the color mirrors system is this bottle here, which is gold over olive green. So it's called the Wheel of Fortune. So this is a very beautiful energy, actually. I'll show you that, because this is like feminine energy, that can, very soft feminine power that can never be abused. So the Wheel of Fortune, it's like gold is authentic power in your conscious mind, and then you've got this beautiful soft feminine energy there, olive, which sits underneath that. So it's almost like you're a leader, but you lead from a place of love and compassion rather than bulldozing your way through life. So this is a very ancient Egyptian past life color combination. So often we find people who have a day number 10 may have experienced past lives within ancient Egypt. So it's like Isis, the goddess that gave birth to the sun. It's beautiful, isn't it? So 10, remember, they're very adaptable people as well. And what you also find with the day number 10 people is that they like to have their own businesses. So they would rather, you know, but they keep a lot of their relationships a little bit superficial. They don't want people really knowing what's going on for them inwardly. But you can be very adaptable. So you can put you into any sort of situation and you'll do quite well. Now, your ruling number, and again, you know, the ruling number, with the way we look at that, is we add up all of the numbers of the date of birth. So you can do this for yourself if you're watching. 2. So Cami says, if you end up having any time, I'd really love to hear what you see about my origins. Let's have a look. We'll see what we can do, Cami, for you. All right. There you go. So Maria says, yes, relationships as an adult are difficult. My parents did split up when I was 5. I'm the youngest of 10 kids. Wow. Okay. And Alexandra Roy, my name is Rachel. My birthday is the August the 6th. I know a bit about some of my starseed stuff, but would like to know more. Fantastic. Well, I think we should all know more, shouldn't we? We should all know a little bit more. So good for you for wanting to explore it. So yeah, so the way we work it out is we just add up all those numbers. So it's 9, 10, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So you're a ruling number 5 because it's 23, but then we add the 2 plus the 3 together, which equals a 5. Now I'll show you what the 5 energy looks like. Now, people have got, because your ruling number is your biggest influence over you in your birth chart, not in your name chart, but in your birth chart. And the 5 energy in the color mirror system is green over green. So it's freedom. It's about communication and versatility. So a lot of ruling 5 people, they don't want to feel constricted by anything or anyone ever. All right, because they just don't like it. So for you, you know, it's space. Green in color therapy is about space. And Mercury is very fluid and flowing. It wants to travel. So a lot of the time, ruling 5s like to explore different cultures, different countries, different people, and set themselves free. It's heart energy, because 5 is the center of the emotional plane, which is the heart. Okay, so this is the heart energy. So the heart needs to be able to expand and shine out. So it's all of this beautiful green energy. So you need to learn to let go of old masks, Maria. Okay, so when I say that, I mean letting go of any masks that you're holding on to about being someone's daughter, someone's mother, someone's wife, someone's blah, 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 you know. So letting all go of all of that. And if any part of you wants to hide, it's going to make life very difficult for you, because you're a communicator. You need to be able to express and communicate. So you're a leader in that respect, you know. So there's quite a lot of green energy within your colors. All right, so those are your 2 colors together, the Wheel of Fortune and Mercury. So isn't that beautiful? all that green space, but also that authentic power. And often when you get yellow and green combinations coming in, it's a feeling that you have that because you know, it's that you can't be spiritual and wealthy because you were persecuted. It relates to the Cathars, which were a group of people in the 14th century that got persecuted for being alchemists. Yeah, does that make sense? There you go. So Maria says, oh my God, I love this gold and olive color. It's beautiful, isn't it? Now, if you resonate with it, you try bathing in it. It blows your mind. It's so good for bringing about abundance because, you know, gold is the color of the alchemist, the manifester, you know, it's value. I feel so connected to the sun goddess and tropical places. And yes, very adaptable. There you go. So Isaiah, you're born on the 12th of March, 2002. Lots of twos going on for you there, Isaiah, isn't there? And the two is feminine energy. One is masculine, two is feminine. So when you've got lots of twos in your chart, you're very sensitive and intuitive. That's why like people born in 2000 and above, excuse me, they, you know, they're very sensitive and intuitive. So there are a different breed of people to the ones that were born, you know, before then, like me, because we've got the 9 energy in there, which is ambition and, you know, striving. Whereas the 2 is more feminine. It's more like intuitive and sensitive and nurturing and protective and Mother Mary energy. All right. So there you go, Maria. So that was yours. If you liked what you heard today and you want some extra information, if you want me to analyze your living name as well. Now, we always work on the living name, which is the name that you like to go by, not necessarily the name you're born with, because that carries the vibration that follows you through your life. So if it's Marie or Maria, you know, so we'd look at that. We'd look at your soul urge, which is derived from the vowels in your living name, and your outer expression, which is how people perceive you, which is derived from the consonants as well. And then we look at your starseed origin as well. So if you want to know where your soul originated from, source consciousness, you know, so after we split off from source, we all out to different star systems and develop there. So like for me, for example, mine was Andromeda, and I got told this in the middle of the night about 3 years ago. I was having a restless night's sleep, and it was actually going on for a while, for quite a few months, and I just ended up lying there saying, oh, where am I from? You know, I don't know why I was asking it, but in my mind I heard Andromeda, and I'd never heard of this before, so I googled it and started researching, and before I knew it, you know, I started understanding my purpose and mission, you know, because Andromedans are here to help people to love themselves unconditionally, but also to connect up as well, so they feel a deeper sense of freedom, because the Andromedans are all about freedom and loving themselves and empowering themselves. So, you know, that's the work that I was doing, you know, and I was like, oh, all right, okay, it all makes sense now. So we all have different missions depending on what starseed flavor that you are. All right. Voyager Home, I'm not sure if I saw mine in 2 years in the beginning, March the 18th, 1919. I'll have a look at yours as well. Okay, we'll have a look at yours as well too, yeah. Okay, so Cami says I have a lot of different names depending if it's me, my brain, my physical, also if it's any of my paintings or creations, lol. I know it's interesting how we do that. So we normally go on the name that you go by the most, because we all have like a professional name. Well, not all of us do. But like, for example, if I'm using my professional name, I'll use Hayden Crawford, which is my full name. If it's just a personal one, then I would go with Hayden. Okay, so we just have to work out what we want it for. Alexandra says, amazing. I found out as well that some of my origins are from Andromeda, but don't know all the details. Okay, fantastic. Well, you can just ask, you know, keep on asking more and you'll receive, but just spending 3 to 5 minutes a day just connecting up is enough to be able to start receiving information if you are persistent with that. Okay. There you go. So Maria says, I'm a 555. I have a master's in international relations. There you go. That makes perfect sense then, doesn't it, Maria? Sounds amazing, that. So what do you do? You're very welcome, Maria. There you go. So Voyage Home says, I kind of did the same thing when I was a child. I knew there were out there and I begged them to take me home. Wow. Okay. There you go. So Maria says, yes, I am an alchemist. My favorite word. I tell myself that every day. There you go. You are an alchemist. You've had it confirmed now, Maria. There you go. You don't need to question that anymore, do you? Now, make sure if you're watching this today and you've not subscribed to my channel yet, just click the bell for future notifications so you know when I go live. Because during, 2021, I will be going live every so often on my YouTube channel. Okay, thank you very much, Voyage Home, for your lovely little donation there. I really appreciate it. Very, very sweet. So Juliana says, the second am I Alpha Centauri? We would have to look at the position of your sun at the time you were born, Juliana, to be able to work that out. Okay. And Kami says, I feel so Lyran. Yeah, well, if you're very into like adventure and thrill seeking and physicality and all of that, then you're more likely to be Lyran. Yeah. Lyrans are very practical doing people. And Dana says, what if you ask and all you hear is buzzing? Well, it finds itself, Dana. So keep on asking. So, for example, for me, I get sort of like weird symbols. Like, for example, this morning when I was communicating with my guides, I just got a red block, like a red, like one of those blocks that you used to play with when you're at school, like out of the shapes drawer. Like mine was like a red block. And that to me is about physical change. So it's about doing. All right. So it's about, the structure of things and actually activation and stuff like that. So physical activation. So I know that they want me to be keep on being more physical, so I've started back at the gym. I've started losing weight. Because of doing that, I'm able to receive bigger downloads. So they've been helping me to prepare my physical body for what's about to come. All right. So you might get different symbols that come through. Okay, I have astrology and planets stargazing. You love astrology. I know I love astrology as well. I've always been fascinated in astrology, actually, ever since I was a kid. Yeah, my gran was really into all of that. She used to like cut out tarot cards and things like that from magazines, like the Radio Times and the TV Times. And so when I was a kid, I used to go around and play with them. So I used to learn, all about that sort of stuff when I was a kid. So Voyage Home, is it similar to the timing in the ears? Yeah, it is. It's like tinnitus, isn't it? Or something like that. Oh, thank you very much. There you go, totally looking great. Oh, ringing. Okay, so that was yours, Maria. I hope you liked that. That makes sense for you, Maria. Leave a few comments and let me know if you connected up to what I was saying to you today. Okay, so I'm going to go to you now, Voyage Home. Voyage Home. Where is your date of birth? I'll go back up to the top, see if I can find it. Because you were the first in today as well, weren't you, Voyage Home? So you were the 18th of the 3rd. What's your real name? 18th of the 3rd, 1990. So what's your real name? Because it can't be Voyage Home, surely. Well, maybe it is. Now, this is interesting because have you seen this? Look, the position of her numbers is very similar to a reading that I've just done. So you often find this with numerology is people, it's like birds of a feather flock together. So sometimes when you come in for information or a reading, you might not necessarily get a reading yourself, but you'll see it reflected in somebody else's chart. And that's because, you're here for a reason today. Nothing's by coincidence. Everything is serendipitous. Kathleen. Okay, so go Kathleen. And whereabouts are you in the world, Kathleen? 6th house is house of health and work. Ah, interesting, Juliana. So Cami says, yes, but not just my physical, but also my gifts have been heightened and I feel my inner wisdom. So I keep getting sent Lyran videos and images like crazy lately. It's funny, isn't it, how that happens? Yeah. Los Angeles, LA. Awesome. Sounds good. All right. So a day number 9 person. So we'll start with that influence there because you were born on the 8th. Okay, so this again is 9 energy. So if your day number carries your second biggest influence in your birth chart. Okay, so your ruling number is the most, and then this is your second. So this is Mars energy again. Remember, Mars is fire energy. So you've got to make sure that on a daily basis you do and say what needs to be done and said, instead of getting meek and mild and getting angry and frustrated. But also you've got this great depth of wisdom, and you are here as a healer, you know, so you want to help people fundamentally. So a lot of day number 9 people go into healthcare or childcare or nursing or being of service or healing, or, you know, all of those sorts of things. They just want to help, but they're very wise as well, because the 9, as I said before, carries the for it. Now, interestingly, in the colour mirrors system, the 18 is this bottle here. Now, the 18 is, this is the 18, which is red over rose pink. Can you see that? Red over rose pink. So that's called spiritual and material conflict, which is quite a difficult vibration. So usually anyone born on the 18th can sometimes have a bit of a dilemma going on, a bit of an inner conflict about being spiritual and being able to survive, that sort of thing. Because pink, rose pink, is about the soul, and red is about the physical. So it's like, can I survive doing my soul stuff, etc., etc. Yeah, yeah, it's exactly right. Yeah, so the day number 9. So if you're watching this and you're a day number 9, remember this is going to apply to you as well. So this is the vibration then. Now your ruling number, Kathleen, if we look at your ruling number is 9, 10, 19, 20, 21, 22, 22, 31, 0, 4. Now it's the hermit 4, actually. So you can be a bit of a hermit, so you need space to integrate heart healing. But the 4 is this bottle here in the colour mirrors system, which is Uranus, which is yellow over deep turquoise. It's like a physical number. Number 4 is on the physical plane, so it's a doing number. So you like active participation in life. But this one's also about change and disruption of old order. So sometimes you have to let go of old people, places, beliefs that are no longer serving you. Yeah, so that you can kind of make room for the new to come in. Oh, the 4 is also material. So a lot of ruling 4s like, you know, like they're quite practical, but they like the material side of life. So they're like nice houses, nice cars, nice clothes, you know, all of that sort of stuff. So the 4 is very much a doing person. So you're you know, actually what a lot of 9s who have 4s coming in together. So they've got that Mars and Uranus energy coming in together. They end up being quite good, like yoga teachers, or they can be into yoga or physical health and well-being, or massage, you know. So it's like the practical and the physical coming together, you know, the fire and the earth coming in together there. There you go. Maria says, mine made total sense. I love it. I know, it's awesome, isn't it? I know. I teach people as well how to be colour mirrors practitioners. So if you want to do what I'm doing, I teach people how to do that. So I've got my own online wellness portal for Dreamtime Academy. And yeah, I can teach you how to become a practitioner of the colour mirrors. So you can do this with your clients as well. And it's actually, you know, very versatile. So you can bring it into any other wellness business and use it in your own way. So you don't have to like follow protocol. So if anything like me, you don't like being told what to do. Yeah, so we'll go back to Kathleen. So Kathleen, did that make sense? Yeah. Hello, Brave Seal. Are you in Victoria? You're fascinated by colour, are you? Great. Is a soul calling. So if you're attracted to colour or colour therapy, it's a soul calling. So not everybody is. You know, it's actually a fairly small amount of the population that really are attracted to colour and working with colour. But if you are, your soul tells you that's what you need to be able to move spiritually to the next phase of your journey. So for me, it was the biggest breakthrough I ever had in my life, was working with colour mirrors, because I was told to work with colour, but I didn't know what it meant at first. So when I left corporate, I used to work in IT recruitment. I was like told to work with colour. I was like, from them upstairs, you know, they were like, come on, you've got to work with colour. I was like, well, am I supposed to be a painter? So I actually started putting together exhibitions for a while, but no one ever bought my paintings because I think they were a bit out there for people, because they're all like, you know, surreal landscapes and stuff. So eventually I found the color mirrors. But when I did, you know, it was like, wow, you know, this has really changed my life, because it takes you on a physical, mental and emotional transmutation as well. So as you learn and grow, you change and grow and let go of old patterns and all that. So it's almost like a purging of my soul that took place. Yeah, it's amazing, really. Oh, that's lovely. Well, I've got an online course. So if you want to learn numerology, I've got an online course, a video course with an ebook in my wellness portal. So if you want to do that, that's only 99 Australian dollars. And I can send you a link so you can access that. It's video, it's 4 video modules and ebooks. And yeah, you can learn at your own pace. And then you do like a little like case studies at the end of it. So choose 3 people in your life and you work out what their influences are. And then you get a certificate of achievement through the Dreamtime Academy. So that's so cool. They all have very significant keynote fragrances, actually. So very intuitive, total awakening. Yeah, they smell divine. So each one smells different. So they are a blend of different color, you know, natural colors, but also organic essential oils as well. So they smell divine, you know. So they're all aligned to different frequencies, or keynotes, as we like to call them. You like painting with turquoise. Ah, beautiful. See, a lot of people who are attracted to the color mirrors love the color turquoise, because turquoise is Aquarian energy, and we're moving into the age of Aquarius, you see, and it's also Atlantis. So a lot of the wisdom that's channeled through this color therapy system comes from Atlantis, you know, because if you think about Pythagorean numerology, it goes right back, you know, and it's wisdom from Egypt and Atlantis. So that makes sense. Okay, so yeah, Kathleen, we can also see you've got the 2 9s there as well. So the 9 energy again is dominant in your reading. So it's like you want to help people. You've got a very vivid imagination. Remember what we said about the isolated 3 before? It can sometimes lead to paranoia, but it's like vivid imagination or memory or overanalyzing. And actually for you, you've got very good verbal communication skills, because that's what we look for in a chart. It's having 2 1s. That means your masculine energy is in balance. You're a really good communicator. So both verbally, you can express yourself and you can listen as well. But you don't know how you feel because you've got no 5. So you can end up sort of reacting to emotional situations instead of responding to them. And you've also got this arrow of frustration. Like everyone today has had this arrow of frustration, which is it's kind of like difficulties during childhood. So mum and dad may be separated, or you felt like you didn't fit in, and it can knock on into difficulties with adult relationships. There you go, Cami. If you're drawn to Atlantis, then you know it's often, if you're drawn to Atlantis, it's because you've got soul memories of experiencing life during the time of Atlantis. Okay, so you might have been there. What else can we see from this? You like to be in control. You're very organized and independent. You've got that independence about you. And you're in a personal year cycle 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 16, 17. You're in an 8. So the 8 is all about you stepping into your independence and finding your personal power. Okay, so it's actually it's going into a peak year. The 8 is, it's a positive during your personal year cycle 8. So that would have started coming in, you know, over the last 6 months or so for you. You'd have felt the influence of that. Yeah. There you go. So Voyage Home says, I was an orphan, and as a kid, and yakking by my grandmother. I'm not sure what you mean. You have memories of Atlantis as well. Of course you do. That's it. So I have memories too of working in Atlantis under a dome, a big glass dome with lots of different colored bottles. So I was doing very similar to work to what I'm doing now. But these remedies were like on steroids. You know, they were like, all you had to do is just do a little drop on your skin and then you'd be cured. You know, because medicine and, you know, energy work was so much further advanced than it is right now back then. But we're heading back, you know, in the same way, but we're not going to abuse our power this time. Whereas before, what we did in Atlantis was we abused our power. So Atlantis fell from 5th dimension to 3rd. There you go, Maria. Great. Yeah, just email me afterwards. if you want to do one of my courses. And I'm actually running a level 1 color therapy course via Zoom. So we do it in like a big group Zoom session with people, candidates from all over the globe. And I'm doing that on Sunday, the 17th of January. So if you want to participate in that, let me know. It's only $99. And you'll get your ebook, and it's a 3.5-hour session learning about the 7 different colors, like red through to violet. And there's psychological, analytical, and past life implications of each of those colors. So it's a super fascinating journey. It's a really good way to be introduced to color therapy before committing to become a color mirrors practitioner, because obviously that's a bit more of an investment. So if you're interested in being a practitioner of color mirrors, you have to invest in 26 dual colored oil bottles and essence sprays, to be able to get started. And then you go through the process of 24 weeks of training through my online wellness portal. So yeah, it is a bit more intense, but if you just want something to almost like dip your toe in, in color therapy and kind of find out if it's for you or not, the course, which is the Zoom course, which is 3.5 hours. It's 8 a.m. until 11:30 a.m. on Sunday, the 17th of January. So if you're in the US, it'll be on the Saturday in the afternoon. So you just need to check your times and stuff. But if you want to do it, just let me know and I'll send you a link through to get your ticket after today. Your iPhone is giving you problems, is it? It's so embarrassing. Yes, I do remember the baths, Cami. Yes, I do remember them. Amazing, weren't they? They were amazing. Actually, they were quite sensual as well, weren't they? Do you remember that bit of them? They were just beautiful. They were almost like Roman baths, weren't they, Cami? Someone told me that I lived for a long time in Atlantis because we lived much longer then, but wasn't sure how much to believe from that individual. But this is only my 3rd life here. Wow. There you go. Yeah, no, absolutely. It's super interesting, isn't it? No, just trust what comes up, but you can feel the truth in your heart. You see, this is the thing. So just remember that, if somebody tells you something and it doesn't feel quite right, it's obviously not right, but you feel the truth in your heart. So, if somebody's telling you something, you're like, oh my God, this makes so much sense, and rah, 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 then go with that. That's what I do anyway. Now let's have a look. Who else is here that hasn't had their reading yet, that wants me to have a look at theirs? So I don't know who's next, actually. Let's have a look. So we've got, should we have a look at yours, Alexandra? Alexandra? There you go. Cleansing and healing. I'm so grateful. Found you. Oh, that's nice, Cami. Yeah, absolutely. Me too. Absolutely. Rachel. Yeah, come on then, Rachel. Give us your date of birth again. Remember to put it into the comments section as the day first, and then the month, and then the year, please, because otherwise it doesn't take much to make me confused. Well, I am nearly 50, so I think as you get older, you get confused very quickly. Victoria, Brave Seal. We'll do Rachel first, okay, and then we'll see what comes in next. Okay, so Rachel. I don't look 50. Okay, so you're the 6th of the 8th. So you're Leo, 1991. But you see, that's the thing. Like with starseeds, they don't tend to age. That's one of the characteristics, one of the traits. So like your traits of your starseeds of usually suffer from homesickness. You felt like you were different when you were a child. You have empathy towards others that's overwhelming. You feel as though you're here on a purpose or mission. You have a history of paranormal activity or psychic experiences. UFOs, other people distinctly know that you're different from them and sometimes feel uncomfortable in your presence. You have an aversion towards war. You're naturally drawn to animals. etc., etc. So, you know, these are just some of the starseed traits. So if you have any of those or all of those, chances are you're a starseed. But also, if you're watching this, then you know that it's because you are a starseed. And a starseed is obviously somebody's human by DNA and by birth, but their soul originates from a different star system. Fits. Oh, okay. Yeah. Got a hold of your crime, Fits. Wow. That's intense, Rachel. There you go. I've noticed when I'm not alignment and balance, I start looking age. When I'm in alignment and balance and youthful. Yeah. It's the same as me. It's exactly the same. I start noticing I start looking like an old fart. You know, if I'm not like physical as well, because I have to. Because the name Hayden carries the arrow of practicality, which is the 1, 4, and 7, which sits down there. So mine, you know, I have to be physical as well. So I find that you're only really in perfect balance if you are working with spirit, you're being, you know, mentally stimulated, emotionally balanced, and physically active as well. So you've got to work the 3 planes of existence together. So, okay, so Rachel, you've got this arrow here, which is a really interesting arrow as well, because it's called the arrow of the inquirer. So it's the lack of the 3, 5, and 7. And this one means that you can be a little bit skeptical of new concepts or ventures or information or people until you get your own proof that, you know, that it kind of works. And then you become an avid convert. So you have to go through that whole process of investigation and experimentation before you take on board those new concepts. You are very creative. The 6 actually being your day number, the 6 energy is home, family, creativity, and it's actually Venus energy in the colour numerology system. So this is your second biggest influence, which is this one here. So Venus is the planet of love and balance and harmony in relationships. It's very Libran energy. I'm a Libran. So Libra is all about wants harmony and peace, and it's, you know, wants balance. So 6 is about being creative at home, but also it's about the opposite of that as well, which is destruction. Because remember, each number has positive and negative influences. So you've got like 6, which is creative, but also destruction. So if you're living negatively, you could be prone to worry and anxiety. But the pink energy is about self-love as well. So it's heart energy again, but it's about loving yourself enough. And when you have that feeling of enough on the inside, you have enough on the outside, because pink is not only connected to love, but also money, because they're on the same vibration. So we often find when we love ourselves enough, then we have everything that our heart desires, you know, so we get prosperous and abundant. There you go. Oh, Camille, I get a feeling that we knew each other, not just from Atlantis, but a Lyran connection, I feel as well. It was actually Speaker. So I wasn't Lyran. I went through Arcturus, Andromeda, and Speaker as well, which is another cat planet. Okay. Enval says, I have an arrow too, and I do need to work on my intuition. You look amazing for your age. Oh, you can come here anytime. Who's 50? Hayden. Oh, you're so sweet. Look at you guys. But remember what I said, you know, starseeds don't tend to age. It's a bit like Peter Pan. I reckon Peter Pan was a starseed, don't you? I reckon he must have been. So there you go. So you're a ruling number 9, 10, 19, 28, 29, 34. So you're a ruling number 7, which is actually 34, which is the whale bottle in the colour mirrors system. So again, it's more turquoise and blue energy, and it's the wisdom of the whales and dolphins. So you're here as a spiritual teacher. A lot of Atlantean wisdom that comes through. And actually, you know, when you get turquoise and pink coming in together, that's the starseed colours. So often women that pick turquoise and pink bottles when they come for a reading are often pregnant with a star baby. Interesting, isn't it? So this is like love, and this is higher heart energy, communication, communicating love. The 7 and the 6. So the spiritual teacher, Atlantis, was the Roman god of the sea. And the whale is about difficulties coming to an end. So in this life, you'll find that, you know, you might have to sacrifice, but difficulties will come to an end, and that you'll start being able to harness your gifts from, you know, times of Atlantis and things like that too. So yeah, Rachel, it's super interesting, isn't it? Again, you know, lots of connection to Atlantis today, which is another, you know, sort of collective condition that we've got going on here today. So everybody that's here today, you'll all know some level and will have experienced lifetimes together. And as I say that, I look up and I can see the 12-12 energy as well. 12 thumbs up, 12 people that are here today. And the 12-12, of course, is, you know, a very spiritually evolved number. Alexandra says, I have 3 children. Lol, wonder what that means. There you go. Well, the 12-12 is like 3-3 as well. Yes, feline energy, the ancient wisdom. Yes, a Blu-ray is a starseed, Juliana. The spiritual teacher may be connected with the high priestess, which is number 2. Yes, exactly. You know, so all of that energy is very rich royal blue stroke indigo. And it's kind of like the old mystery school energy, you know, the silvery stars in the almost like the Merlin the magician type energy. So this I work with, the color mirrors, is magic. It's like color alchemy, color magic. So it's transformational. People often call me a magician. They say, oh, Hayden, you're like a magician. You pull things out of people. You get rid of their problems. So you don't really need to know where your problems originated from. You just need to get rid of them, because we all don't want to live with certain patterns or behaviors or addictions or whatever, trauma. So yeah, so I tend to go in to do the shadow work and the inner child healing. So during my sessions that I do, I like, you know, I'll take you on a guided inner journey through a hypnotic trance-like state, and I help you to find where you're hiding those things and release them, let them go, so that you don't feel them in your physical body anymore. Because when you hold them in your physical body, they're always going to be around you. So you just want to go, get rid of that, get rid of that. Yeah, that's right. Star brothers and sisters. That's right. That's it. You know, it's just a remembering, you know, a remembrance that's taking place as well. So yeah, so there you go. So hopefully that's made sense. You've got the 8 energy in there as well. So you like to be organized, in control, quite independent as well, Rachel. So, you know, you've got that beautiful energy, and you're in a 5, 8 is 12, is 18. You're in a 9. So you're in your personal year cycle 9. So you're at the end of a cycle this year. So don't make any major decisions this year, Rachel. Wait until next year. All right, because that's when fresh new energy comes in for you. And that's when you like change jobs, change relationships, or, you know, change house. That's when it normally tends to happen. Like for me, I'm in a 4, personal year cycle 4. So it's a trough year. So again, it's about consolidation for me this year and building. You know, it's that 4 energy we were talking about earlier on. And next year is a better year for me to sort of go out of the box and travel and explore and, you know, sort of move and all of that sort of thing. But this year is about consolidation and getting physically fit, you know, and that sort of thing, looking after their physical body. Cami says, I got drawn to by Larimar today, and I'm really focused on my sacral shadow work and energy. Are my absolute faves. Yeah, me too. Well, it's interesting you should say that, because I developed like a whole series of bottles within the Colour Mirror system, which is called the Trauma Team. So each one has an orange fragment. Interestingly, like in the Colour Mirror system, there's 87 different dual coloured oil bottles in there, and there's only about 5 of them that got orange fractions in them. So it's the least likely in the system. So I was like, oh, right, okay, I want to develop, you know, a sequence of bottles called the Trauma Team that helps people deal with different types of trauma, because most of my clients that were coming to me were having issues with like child sexual abuse, or, you know, feeling out of control in some way, or trauma just from being a starseed, for example. So yeah, these are really amazing. You know, they're beautiful bottles. I'll show you them another time when I'm doing a session, and you can see them for yourself. Like there's an orange bottle called the Shock Absorber, and there's an orange bottle with a beautiful solid gold fraction on the top as well, which is called the Fire Phoenix. And there's one which is like silver and orange, which is good for people that have had soul transfers, you know, or walk-ins, you know, where their soul has left their body and a new one has come in to take over the next part of their journey, which is happening quite a lot at the moment to people, because, you know, instead of checking out or committing suicide or dying of COVID or whatever, you know, the soul actually consciously chooses to depart, and a new one comes in that wants to carry on with the mission So it means that that person doesn't have to go through the whole childhood and adolescence and all that BS. You know, who'd want to go back through school again? Ugh, no thanks. So Maria says that I'm in a personal year cycle 7. Now the 7 is, again, it's a trough year, so it's called a Mack truck year if you're not living your purpose, Maria. So if you're not living your purpose during your personal year cycle 7, it can feel like you're being literally swiped across the head by a baseball bat. You know, it's like, but it'll only happen like that if you're not living your purpose, because it's really only ever for your own purposeful good. It's the universe's way of being able to kind of say, you're off track. Come on, we need to do this. So often they can be quite challenging years, yeah, if you're not on track. There you go. So when you mean it's the end of my 9th, does that mean at the end of 2021 or after my birthday in August? So no. So what it means is that you're in 2020. So you add up your day and then your birth number. So your day number, your month number, and then 2021. So 2021 reduces to a 5. And then that's how you work it out. And you start feeling the influence of that personal year cycle from your birthday in that year. Okay. There you go. So Juliana says, oh my God, how can we avoid that soul walking, Hayden? Well, it's a contract that you've drawn up. So you can't avoid it because your soul may have drawn something like that up, you know, before you even came here. So just allow it to happen. You know, don't worry about it. But people do change quite significantly, but it's always predetermined. At Total Awakening, hope you're well, sending positive vibes. So I mean, it would be helpful to work with the color pink and blue. Yeah, absolutely. You know, when we look at it, it's turquoise and pink. Okay, so Rachel, you know, what we suggest is, you know, when your soul colors come up like these or whatever they are, these are the ones that are the ones to bathe in first. Okay, so you know, just or I mean, it's a self-diagnosis system, really. So you choose what you feel is right for you, because then you're empowering yourself in your own healing journey. But I always say, look, you know, if you can't decide, which many people are like, I don't know, go with your birth numbers, you know, because then you can start feeling the influence of the energy. And once you experience them, you get kind of addicted. And it's quite an expensive bath, though, because they come from South Africa. So I ship them over to Australia from DHL and then ship them out all over the world. So if you want to experience a Colour Mirrors bottle, you know, like, for example, the Sun, or all of the bottles are 60 Australian dollars plus postage and packing. But you can use the remedy over a 3-week period, you know, so you don't have to have it all in one go. So it's up to you how you use them, really. But, you know, you put a bit in the bath each time you have one. So use it over 3 weeks and watch this gradual unfolding take place. There you go. Okay, so who else shall I do? I'm going to have a look at who did I say I was going to do next? I can't remember now. Who was it? I'll do another reading for you today. I'll pick one more person and I'll do one more, and then for everybody else, I will see you back here the next time I go live. Yeah, so make sure you click the bell for future notifications, because then you'll know when I'm going live. Brave Seal. Go on then, Brave Seal. Give us your date of birth. Let's have a look. Brave. Ah, there it is. So it's Victoria, March the 2nd, 1968. Okay. So Victoria, March the 2nd of March, 1968. And remember, if you don't get the chance to have some insights today, remember what I said earlier on. So because you guys have been here like for the last hour, you know, this offer is open for all of you. So if you want a personalized Starseed Numerology reading or report, then message me afterwards. Okay, and they're on special during January for only 59 Australian dollars. That'll give you that handcrafted personalized Starseed report, which will go into everything that we've just been discussing and much more as well. So it'll blow your mind. But as I said, they do take a little bit of time because I handcraft them. So I send them through to you via email as a PDF report. Okay. So you got the 9, the 8, and the 6. Okay. Wow. Okay. So this is quite a different one to look at. So Victoria. All right. Can you see that? Okay. I know, a few March babies. That's all right, Cami. No problem at all. Oh, there you go. Thank you from Canada. Sending love and light. There you go. All right. So this is called the arrow of intellect. So let me explain. All right. So the 3, 6, and 9 are mental numbers or mind numbers. The 2, 5, and 8 are emotional numbers. And the 1, 4, and 7 are physical numbers. So that's how you can sort of see what's going on. So if we look at this, you're very left brain, Victoria, very analytical. You've got a very active mind. This is called the arrow of intellect, and that's called the arrow of the planner. So you're somebody who likes to know what's coming next. So you're a bit of a tick list person. So you'd be the sort of person that kind of get up in the morning and go, right, have my breakfast, walk the dog, go shopping, come back, watch telly, have dinner, go to bed, but not necessarily always in that order. But you've got that kind of thing going on where you like to, you're quite process driven, quite strategic, quite analytical. And then you've got a very active mind. So both creatively, imagination, and wisdom wise, it's stimulated. So active mind going on here. But also, your day number is a 2, which is on the soul plane, which is feminine sensitivity and intuition. So again, you like to be in a partnership. The 2 people born on the 2nd would rather be the PA to the boss than the leader of the company. They're more the behind the scenesy people, but they love to be in a partnership. So if they're not in a relationship, it can make them a little bit imbalanced, but it's feminine energy as well. So you're very sensitive. So you might be empathic. You might pick up on how other people are feeling sometimes. You struggle to communicate how you feel, Victoria, because you've only got 1, 1, and no 5 as well. So the 1 is masculine verbal self-expression as well. And when you've only got 1, 1 in your chart, so if anyone watching this has only got 1, 1 in their chart, it means that you struggle to communicate how you're feeling. Unless you've got the 5. If you've got the 5, you'll know how you feel, but you still might struggle to communicate that. All right. So it's a restriction. So blue energy is very good for being able to help and to heal that. You're independent, organized, and control. You love the home and family. You're very creative. You are, again, somebody who's got a stimulated mind. Now, your ruling number is a 9, 10, 18, 19, 24, 27, 28, 29. So your 29, 11 is your master number, Victoria. So the 29 is a difficult vibration in numerology, and the 11 is actually the light bringer. So it's a master number. So you've come in with the mission of the Olympic spiritual athlete. So for your soul to have a swift evolution during this lifetime, you've chosen difficult lessons. So it might be that, you just have a sequence of shit happen to you basically throughout the course of your life, but it's because your soul chose to evolve quickly during this life. So the 11 in the color mirror system is this bottle here, which is called duality, which is actually, it looks black over clear, doesn't it? But it's actually, if you look closely, deep magenta over clear. So magenta is the color of divine love, and clear is the soul, source consciousness. So even though they look separate, both the same thing, divine love and source. So it's an illusion that the separation is there. So really the 11s, the notion of duality is an illusion. And that's what the 11s already kind of intuitively know. So they have to learn to shine light into the shadows, but they're also good at helping other people to do that as well. So they're often quite psychic and sensitive and intuitive. So for you, for example, Victoria, you'd be almost quite psychic, all right, quite intuitive. You'd make a good reader, but you're here to guide humanity forward. But sometimes you lack the drive because you need some grounding. You need some red energy. So if you could find a partner who possesses the action, or helps you get into action and helps you make you do things, it can be really rebalancing for you. It's not to say you can't do it on your own, but you see a lot of the ruling 11s lead quite humdrum lives because they don't take the physical action into helping humanity or doing their spiritual work on the planet. Because, again, it's a little bit more passive. So you might overanalyze things or talk yourself out of things. But again, you are very independent, organized, and like to be in control as well. You've got the 8 energy there as well. Like a lot of you guys that are watching here today, you've got that energy of the 8, which is, it's that Leo energy, really, isn't it? It's that sort of fiery, I want to be in control, It's a beautiful bottle. Yeah. I'd like to make a pyramid with the bottles. Interesting, like depending on how you position the bottles during your reading, you know, people put them in different shapes intuitively. And of course, that carries information as well. So if people who are drawn to put their bottles down together in the shape of a pyramid, it means that an initiation is taking place to help them get to the next level. So an initiation is like a lesson that their soul needs to learn to be able to evolve, transcend to the next level. So, you know, it's kind of like, again, that indigo blue energy. So an interesting one. And magenta is your favorite color, is it? There you go. You often find that with ruling 11s because magenta is an interesting color because it combines red, okay, which is grounding, earth energy, the physical, and violet, which is spirit. So when you blend red and violet together, you know, it creates magenta. This is magenta. All right. So it means that it's the bridge energy between the physical and non-physical world. So that would make sense. You know, if you're attracted to that, you're a ruling number 2911. The 2911 is turquoise over deep magenta. You know, it's that sort of energy that comes through with it. So again, there's a lot of magenta energy within your soul resonance. It's divine love ultimately, but a lot of the time it can be guilt. It can manifest in the physical form as guilt. And so you have to get out of judgment about yourself. You never did anything wrong in the first place. Everything's perfect. Everything's divinely ordained. So why would you exist outside of that? Yeah. So let go of the guilt. Forgive yourself. Forgiveness is always the lesson. All right. So hopefully you've enjoyed that today. Anyway, I've had a really nice time connecting up with everybody today. And thanks for watching. Make sure that you share this video with your friends on your Facebook page and make sure that you tell people about it as well. Next time I go live, we can get back together again with a bigger group and have more sharing and caring. I'm not sure what time that's going to be yet, but I will put a note in the community section of my YouTube channel. All right, so which will give you a bit of advanced warning before I go live as well. So just keep checking that, and we'll find out what's going on. Yeah, you have a wonderful year as well, Juliana. You're very welcome, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in. Lots of love to you all. Big love. Mwah, big love. See you next time. Have a great day. Bye for now. Oh, I'll send you, this is my email address. If you want to get in contact with me for anything at all, there you go. That's my email address, okay? Take care. See you guys. Bye for now. Bye.